We're here at the 10 Mile Creek itself, the real 10 Mile Creek, and we're talking about the 10 Mile Creek limited amendment that the council's been working on. Give us some history here.
In 1994, the council adopted a plan for this area along with the rest of Clarksburg, but they withheld this area to the latest stage because they wanted to make sure that environmental protections were in place and the land use was planned such that it would continue to protect this very high quality stream. It supports a very sensitive range of species in this creek, and it is also a reference stream for Montgomery County. So the 1994 plan really looked at ways to protect it and asked the council to revisit the plan at such time development was coming forward here. So that's what the council did.
These scientific studies that were conducted on this creek, talk a little bit about what they found and how the development here might impact this creek.
One of the things that really came forward was the less land that we can disturb, the more we can keep in its natural state, the better. So that we want to cluster and keep development away from the stream buffers, retain the forest, keep all that intact in order to protect this stream.
So in conducting all of these studies, though, we were keeping in mind that we weren't looking at stopping development here in Clarksburg. We just wanted to find a balance.
Exactly. One of the things the council wanted to do was select an appropriate amount of density that would still protect the stream, but also provide homes for people in Clarksburg to support the town center, to support the overall plan for Clarksburg.
Now talk a little bit about how this water will be continually monitored, even as we build out in future years. Is this something that's in the works as well?
Absolutely. This is a special protection area now. It's been monitored continuously since 1994 and will continue to be monitored by the county in order to assure that any development that comes forward here continues to protect the streams.
So tell us how the water here in 10 Mile Creek affects the drinking water of Montgomery County residents.
Well, 10 Mile Creek flows into Little Seneca Lake. Little Seneca Lake is an emergency supplemental water supply. What it does is in times of drought, they release water from Little Seneca Lake. It flows into Seneca Creek and into the Potomac River. Eventually, water from the Potomac River is taken in for our water supply, but mainly it's used in times of drought to raise the level of the Potomac River for a short period of time so that our water supply is continuous.
There was a lot of thought and a lot of work that went into this to make sure that we were going to keep Clarksburg a balanced, developed community.
Yes, and I think now we can go visit some of the sites where we're looking for development to occur, but in a way that does protect the stream. And I think you should talk to Val about those locations.
Okay, let's go. Val, thanks for joining us on this tour today. We're now walking out here onto the Miles Coppola property. Tell us a little bit about what's planned for this site here.
Well, the Miles Coppola property is about 100 acres in size, is envisioned for residential land uses. Again, the notion of trying to help support the town center area. And the council's plan has built in flexibility in the types of residential units that could occur here. It could be single-family detached homes, townhouses, multifamily units. It'll really be dependent upon the market and the developer that obviously is going to be responsible for its construction. So the plan does provide for that flexibility.
And there's also a transportation aspect to this plan, a bypass. Tell us about that.
Well, the bypass is the future route for potential transit serving the Clarksburg planning area. And the transit will skirt where we're standing right here, pass through the Miles Coppola property and go to the north and eventually connect up back with 355. And it's envisioned to keep traffic out of the historic district.
Thanks for that update, Val. And now I think it's time to go over to the town center site and find out what's new over there.
Sounds good. This was always envisioned as a mixed-use town center scale area that included retail, cultural uses, really the heart of Clarksburg.
So when you were looking at this limited amendment, you needed to make sure that the balance was there to continue to support what was originally planned.
The way that was finally accomplished, I think, through the master plan was looking at different options for especially the Miles Coppola property. Council concluded that rather than looking at a commercially focused mixed-use area for that property, the shift ought to be to a residential focus. That would allow additional homes to support the town center area, but also there's an opportunity for some level of mixed-use development that could include commercial opportunities. Ultimately, it'll be left to the property owner to figure out how best to accomplish that, because the plan really provides flexibility.
So we really are staying true to the original vision of this town center being the heart of Clarksburg when we went through all of this planning.
Yes, we are. In fact, we looked at the 10 Mile Creek planning area and determined and attempted to determine how best the 10 Mile Creek development could in fact support the town center area. And the conclusion I think that the council chose was that additional homes, additional residences, especially on the Miles Coppola property, would be the best way to help support the vitality of the town center.
Okay, Val, great information. Thanks so much for taking time out to talk to us today. That wraps up this segment of Around Town. I'm Susan Kennedy. Maybe we'll be in your neck of the woods next time.